who really needed it and ones who didn't need it. We were also over, as you know, on our legal department, but you all know why. But let me obviously refresh your memory. In this administration, before we took office, as you all know, we sat down with the previous administration. They said there was no judgment, nothing pending. Everything was hunky-dory. Everything was beautiful. And then as we got in, we found out we had 2 default judgments that were left by the previous administration, which would have crippled this town financially. The $10 million default judgment for the bullying judgment from the Bonaro case, which obviously we don't condone bullying, because there were one former employee and another current employee whose children constantly bullied them, according to what Mr. Conley found out, constantly bullied this person. Also, the $400,000 default judgment for Mr. Iafredi that Mr. Conley also got thrown out, and I thank you, and most importantly, the taxpayers thank you. The above judgments, the default judgments I just mentioned, would have cost the taxpayers in excess of $14 million. So getting the taxpayers' money and throwing it out the window. We wouldn't have to float a judgment bond to pay for the incompetence and arrogance and the lack of care for the taxpayers from the previous administration. As you know, we still have the Toronto lawsuit. That is still pending as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say we dodged a nuclear bomb. And I thank Mr. Conley for getting the 2 default judgments thrown out. And also I want to thank Deidre Carino, which is your partner. Did I say her name right? She's not here, is she? But I really mean that on a serious note. We would have been in serious financial trouble with those defaults. And you know as an attorney.
Not only legally significant, but financially significant. Plus the cases without merit within a fallacy justice, they receive that based on tax.
I wanted to bring this up because we know next year's election and all of the malcontents will be coming out of their holes want to know why we spend so much money. And I'm sure some of the malcontents coming out of their holes are the ones that basically cost us money because they did. Friends or family or whatever. Although we understand that very few people are getting a tax increase, the proposed increase in the tax levy is 3.2%. When measured against the $9 million in cuts from the state and the increases that I have mentioned, those increases are beyond our control as well as the state mandates, which none have been removed. I think this is a prudent budget necessary to maintain fiscal integrity for our town, along with the infrastructure services and programs our constituents deserve and demand. In a practical term, the average value of a home in our town at about $225,000 will result in a yearly tax increase of $168, about $42 a quarter. Nobody wants to see a tax increase, but let me continue and I'll tell you why it's necessary. As I have stated, no elected official wants to raise the taxes. However, in order to maintain our sound fiscal strength in our town, this increase is necessary. Just look around at other towns who are on the verge of financial disaster. Central Falls, West Warwick, Pawtucket, North Providence, Woonsocket, and Providence, and God knows who else. I can tell you that Johnston remains physically strong, and we continue to thrive with new businesses coming to our town every day. I don't have to tell you that because you people approve the business licenses every month. My administration could not have accomplished this without the goals set forth and without your input and your cooperation with the town council and of course with the school committee who are here this evening. I will say that the school committee, we did level fund them again in this budget, and I want to thank them. Hopefully they can make it work. Things are very, very difficult, and they know that we are going to help them out with a boiler. So, as I said, I want to thank Dr. DeLullo, Dr. Petrusinelli, and of course the school committee members who worked very hard, extremely hard. And I want to also thank the silent hero who's sitting here, and that's Melissa Devine, who does a great job. And I want to thank you also for making the numbers work. We continue to work together, closely together with the school department on consolidating services, snow removal, health care, repair of their vehicles. And I must tell you, Mr. President, members of the council, I want to also thank Dave Kenoy, Dr. DeLullo, Dr. Petrusinelli, and the school committee. They have sent 2 of their workers over to help us with the municipal court. So we really appreciate that, and any way we can save money, I know the taxpayers appreciate that. I also want to thank our new Johnston Retirement Board as proposed by this administration and the town council. Our town is on the cutting edge of pension reform from the state of Rhode Island. I know that they will look at those questionable pensions that have been doled out. That board will bring great savings to the taxpayers and secure the pension system. That system has to be sustainable for the taxpayers and the dedicated workers who expect to get their pension for the services they provide to our town. Those who have illegal pensions, beware. The taxpayers want their money back. I would also like to thank my department heads for their patience and understanding. They knew that we had to make some further cuts to get this budget in line. I also want to thank my town controller, Patty Testa, who's here. We thank you for serving in the military also. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. He's here tonight. I also want to thank my finance director, Joe Chiodo. They have worked very hard crunching the numbers for us, and as you stated, this is a true, responsible budget that will allow our town continued financial stability.